Welcome to my channel. This is Sinag and welcome to a new reading vlog. So in this reading vlog, we're going to read books with beautiful clinch covers. So almost all of these books, actually all of these books are historical romance. Because of that, books that we're going to read in this reading vlog are Through the Storm by Beverly Jenkins, A Matter of Temptation by Stacy, Reid, and 100 Nights with Reid by Jess. So hello, so first of all, I just wanted to give you an update regarding Through the Storm by Beverly Jenkins. So I'm liking it so far. So here's the thing. I really love Miss Beverly Jenkins' writing style, because in this one, I can really feel, it feels like I am watching a movie inside my head, and I can see everything. I can see what the characters are seeing, and what they're feeling at the moment, and I'm really enjoying that. And I don't know, I just like her writing style. I like how she tells the story, how she narrates it to us. This one is about Raymond Lavac and Sable Fontaine. So we actually have seen here Ryan, which is the hero in Forbidden. So he is the older brother of Sable, and while Raymond Lavac, he is the best friend of Galeno Vachon, who is the hero in Indigo. So Galen and Hester were also mentioned in this one, but the main side character that we have seen already is Ryan Fontaine. The first few chapters in this book with Mati and the explanation of their history, of their past, of their lineage, it's very interesting. I'm in the 32% mark, I think, and a lot of things have happened already, but it's well connected and well written that it's not jarring at all. Like, it goes on seamlessly, and I appreciated that, because I was always looking forward to knowing what will happen next, and it didn't dimmed out my excitement of this book, and I really appreciate it for that. I think Miss Bev's writing style is really deep, what do you call this, the really pro thing in here because of that. And I am really happy to finally read another book that I know I will love from her, because she's one of my favorite authors. Hello everyone, so I finished reading Through the Storm by Beverly Jenkins, and I'm giving it 5 stars. So first of all, I just wanted to commend the writing of Miss Beverly Jenkins as usual, since her writing style is very phenomenal for me, and the reason why she's my favorite author and why I like her books a lot is because of her writing style. Because all of her books feels like a movie to me. Like, I can picture everything from the atmosphere to the characters and their emotions. I can picture that well in my mind. Let's now go to the characters. So first, I wanted to talk about Raymond. So he's our hero in this one. So we actually have seen him already, because he appeared as a side character in Indigo. He is the best friend of Galen Vachon. So we already have seen him back then, and this was actually, I think, 6 years after the last event that happened in Indigo. Raymond, I like him as our hero because he's very caring and loving of Sable, and despite the fact that Sable, quote unquote, betrayed him during at the middle part of this book, he was still able to appreciate her. He was able to have an open mind and understand Sable's reasoning for that, and he still treated her with respect despite what he thinks Sable did to him. And so I really appreciated him a lot, and he's actually one of my favorite Beverly Jenkins hero. Raymond was also very he's very driven and very, when he has something in mind, he really put his efforts towards it, and he has a passion and a dedication, and I really admire that from him. And he's also the first child in the Lavak family, and we'll talk about the Lavak family later. But right now, I wanted to talk about Sable next. Sable is our heroine naman. So, Sable Fontaine, she is actually the sister of Ryan Fontaine. So, we also have read, at least I have read, Ryan before. So, Ryan is the hero in Forbidden naman, which is the first book in the Old West series. So, we also have seen Ryan as a side character in this one. And it's really heartbreaking to see them because they are brothers and sister, but Ryan was white passing, and he chose to be to present himself as a white person so that he won't experience any discrimination anymore towards him being a black person in this era. And then when they see each other at the camp, it's really heartbreaking to see them basically said goodbye to each other because they don't know when are they going to meet again, since both of them have different paths to take, since Rain will live his life as a white man, and Sable will continue to be herself, and because she is one of the descendants of the African queen that was enslaved back then, her kumbaga her one of her path, or one of her chosen path, or one of her, or her future basically, was to ensure that she continues the line and to pass down her what she had learned from her auntie and her mother and her grandmother. So that's her. And in this one, she's actually one of my actually, it's really hard to pick which Beverly Jenkins heroine is my favorite one, because all of them are very role model like, and they are all very very aspiring to read. So Sable in this one is upon there's a lot of things that happened during the middle of this book, but upon settling down in, I think, New Orleans, and upon settling down in New Orleans, she basically turned into humanitarian act. So she do volunteer works, and then she also teach the children there and give food, and yeah. So basically, but in this one we have seen her a lot with the kids, with children, which is very fitting to Araminta's prediction or dream about her and Raymond. So what I like about Sable is her humanity and her love to care for others. You really can see her dedication and passion to care for these children especially, and to, I don't know, it made me cry a bit when I read the part, because she, what do you call this? She built an orphanage for the children that she has found, and that's also my dream. I wanted to build an orphanage someday, and her thought process and her talking it out with Raymond, how she wanted to give these children an opportunity to grow into a loving environment, and for them to be able to have food to eat and have shelter to stay and and sleep on. It really made me cry a bit. This book gave me the romance and the realizations, the reflections I needed at this time of my life. This one has a special place in my heart because of that. Now let's talk about both of them as a couple. So they are actually I think, one of the power couples in Miss Beverly Jenkins's books. Their interactions are very sweet, and aside from that, both in the humanitarian standpoint, they have the same values and they have the same open heart, and they complement each other well. That's it. And also, they are a great role model, not just as an individual but as a duo, as a pair, because of the improvements that they've done, that they contributed to the community, especially Sable, I think, because despite her being not as rich as the Lavac family, her warmth and her kindness and her service to the people in the community really made them fall in love with her and respect her and appreciate her a lot. So I'm so happy for them. And then let's now go to the one of the things that I loved in this book as well is the family dynamic. So in this one, this one and this series well actually revolves around the Lavac family. So I'm so happy because they are all very, I love the family dynamics because they are all very, very connected with each other. They are the kind of siblings that very kind of sweet but annoying. They don't outwardly says that they love each other, but you can see or you can feel through their actions how they care for each other a lot and for their mother. I'm so it's so heartwarming to read, and I'm actually excited to read the following books in this series. And so far I think this series have 4 books. This one also has a trope of marriage of convenience and second chance romance. I highly recommend this book. This one has a special place in my heart. It's a very gorgeous cover, and the cover perfectly represents, or at least the gorgeousness of the cover also reflects the gorgeousness of the content of this book and the writing. So I highly recommend that. 5 stars. Really loved it. The other 2 clinch covers that we're going to read are arcs that I have requested from NetGalley. So it is A Matter of Temptation by Stacy, Reid, and 100 Nights with a Duke by Jess Michaels. So, hello. So, I'm in the 48% mark in 100 Days with the Duke by Jess Michaels. And to be very honest with you, I had a very slow read with this one because from what I have read so far, nothing happened. Like, there's no, I don't know, because in this one, our heroine is a courtesan and our hero is a duke, and she was his mistress, his former mistress back then. But they love each other, but because our duke was forced by his dowager duchess grandmother to marry, and he was forced to end their liaison or their connection with each other, and then they separated for I think 3 years, and then his wife died, and after that the start of this book started with what's her name? I forgot her name. Our heroine going into an orgy party, and then what is his name? And then the Duke, I forgot their name. The Duke was there, and then they had steamy scenes, and then after that nothing happened except for steamy scenes. And to be very honest with you, it's really boring because there's a lot of descriptions, and I think everything could be told to us in a much more concise way, but everything was being described from the way they walk or what the room looks like, and then what the clothes looks like, and I don't care. I just want the plot and the interaction with each other, though I enjoy their slight banter, but because nothing happened in terms of plot, or in terms of plot, it gets boring. Their interaction gets boring na for me, because they're just having sex over and over again. Like, I mean, I wanted more. I I like how the author their write the banters and their steamy scenes, and at least for me, I can really see their care for each other, and their pining. But because nothing happened plot wise, and they're doing the same thing over and over again, it's just in different locations, it gets boring, and it gets repetitive for me. And that's why it's so hard to read, and I'm very slow reading this one because of that, because I'm just waiting for something to happen. And I don't know, I think the characters in this one are very passive. And yeah, I I like the premise, but I want more from the execution, from the plot. At least something. I want something to happen, because I'm near the middle part already, and nothing really happens, and I don't know. I don't know. That's my update for right now. So I'm in the 71% mark of this book, and thankfully it got going after the halfway point. There's fire, and I am 90% sure that it is caused by Edward's grandmother, which is the Dowager Duchess. Anyway, I just wanted to say that Sophia, why is she being dumb? Like, if I am given the opportunity to become a duchess, I would grab that thing by its neck, and I'm going to take it. And anyway, so the thing is, I don't know, because in this one, she had the opportunity to to have a better life, like be a duchess, and aside from that, be with the person she loves. Then why are you still being like that? Why are you still denying him when you both of you know that you love each other? So I mean, the being duchess is just the bonus point in this one, but still, like, you loved each other. So why are you, I don't know. There are times in this one where I was just confused. Well, not confused, but annoyed, because they basically have told each other that they are in love with each other, and yet Sophia kept what do you call this, preventing Edward to be close to her, or whatever. I don't know, it's just so confusing, because yes, because in based on their class difference, it is a highly kind of taboo back then. But still, I mean, if you're going to be the richest woman and the most what do you call this, and the highest in the food chain, then girl, just grab it. Just grab it. You're going to be with the man you love, and then you're going to be a duchess. Like, anyway, I enjoyed. eh, Anyway, so I am now happy, because at least something happens, and the plot, or the entire book was coming to an end na. But I still have I think 6 chapters to go, and an epilogue. So we'll see. I think we'll see our dear grandmother again. And here's the thing that I wanted to point out as well, is I like that Edward has this spine, and he though he admits that back then he was basically kind of a puppet to his grandmother, but this time he realizes and acknowledges his mistake, and he is now doing something that he knows he loves to do, or he is now choosing himself over his grandmother. And I appreciated that. And I also appreciated how he always encourages Sophia to have an open communication with him. And I don't know, it's very refreshing to read because I have read a book before with the same premise as this one, and both of the main characters are annoying AF. And at least in this one, our hero is the one who had a good brain. I think had in our hero has is the one who really pushes forward for open communication, healthy communication, and standing up for himself. So Sophia, I can say more about her, but I don't know. I'm still not sure on what I think about her right now, because right now she's purely annoying. Like, girl, just do it, just say yes, just take it. Anyway, that's my update for tonight, and I hope to update you next once I finish the book. So hello everyone, please ignore the background noise because I have my fan open here, because I can't survive the heat, so we'll do this. So anyway, I just wanted to update you all that I finished reading 100 Nights with a Duke by Jess Michaels. So this one is actually an arc that I received from NetGalley, from the publisher. So I actually gave this book 3 stars, and okay, let's talk about it now. So this one is actually about Sophia and Edward. So Sophia is a courtesan and Edward is our duke. So let's now first go to the plot of the book. So it started out angsty, and it's the kind of angst that I really like. It's the angst that are juicy for my taste because it is not that deep. It's not something wherein I will be genuinely concerned or worried for our main characters. But in this one, it's just the perfect kind of thing that I like. And aside from that, I think because this one is a second chance romance, so I tend to enjoy that trope. So the thing is, it started out great for me, but as the book or the story goes on, it gets blander it gets bland, or it became bland for my taste. Let's talk about what really happened in this book. So this one is just pure sex and internal monologues, and for me personally, I like plot in my book. Though I like it when characters are having, what do you call this, character development and arc of their own and growth, but I don't want that to be the only focus of any book that I'm going to read, or that any book that I read. I wanted plot. I wanted something to go on. And to be honest with you, the first half of this book, well, the entire book is very boring for me, and the reason why I finished it today, because I forced myself to finish it, because I just don't want to continue or to prolong the misfortune or to prolong the agony of reading this book. Just nothing really happened aside from the third act conflict. But the third act conflict, it's really not juicy for me because it started out really interesting, but I don't know, the execution for most parts of the book didn't live up to the premise. Let's talk about Edward because he's the one who saved this book for me. So I enjoyed reading about him because we really see him have a backbone and stood his ground and choose himself this time. Because and aside from that, we can also see his character growth, though we didn't see him during that time wherein he was basically being a puppet of his grandmother. But we see him what do you call this? We see him introspecting. We see his introspection throughout this book, and I really enjoyed reading his internal monologues because we can see, well, not enjoyed, but I appreciate it because we can see his growth and his way of trying to really be matured and take
the reins, kumbaga, in his hand. Let's go to our main heroine, Sophia. So, Sophia exudes a sad girl vibe, and she's very whiny. So I was like, the man you love loves you back, and then aside from that, you're also going to be a duchess. Like, girl, just take it. This entire thing, the sex and internal monologues of both of our main characters, gets boring because it gets repetitive. So at some point, it got boring na, and I don't know. It's like they're just repeating all of their monologues. Like, I can't be with him because of blah blah blah, and I really wanted to be with her because of blah 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 blah. But it's just all the same. Like, I feel like we didn't really get to know both of our main characters well, aside from the fact that Sophia is sad girl and she don't want to be with Edward because she feels like she's not worth it and she don't deserve to be with him. And then Edward was like a sad boy naman, which constantly goes after Sophia because he wants to marry her. And that's all I can say about them. I really don't know who they are as a person. They don't have a character outside of their relationship with each other, and aside from what the plot or the lack thereof that includes it in this book. So I'm so frustrated, but I still give this 3 stars because I like how Edward, what do you call this? How Edward kind of have his growth and his introspection, and he really has a backbone. So I enjoyed that. At least I enjoyed something in this book. I'm in chapter 2. I just started chapter 2 in A Matter of Temptation, and I'm really liking the plot so much, and I loved how this one started, and how the story will progress, I think. So I'm really enjoying it, and I loved our main character so much, Mina. So they are actually in poverty. They are actually in poverty right now because of we don't know yet why. We don't know yet why, but I like her determination, and I can say I'm just going to gush right now, but I'm going to talk more about it once I have a concrete idea as to what's happening in the background of everything and all of that. So I am supposed to be sleeping right now. It's 3 a.m. but Stacy Reid's writing style is so good. I just wanted to continue reading. Hello again. So I actually just finished reading chapter 4 of A Matter of Temptation, and I am in the 24% mark, and I'm really loving it so far. And in this one, Mina's brother, because she has a twin, and Mina's brother lost in a, or he doesn't lost, but he made a mistake and challenged an earl, the Earl of Cresby, to a duel, and Mina knows that her brother can survive that because because what he chose as a duel is kind of fencing, and Mina is a much more skilled person in fencing than her brother, and so since Mina is the one who's more skilled, she in place of her brother, she's the one who pretended to be her brother and fought with the Earl. And yes, so basically it is a hidden identity at the first chapters, but the Earl, I like that the Earl, or our hero, is not dumb. Like, he basically sees through her, and it's actually very true to his character, since people were always telling that he's the one who's very wise and very brilliant and can see through shit. And so him knowing about Mina early on is very true to his character, and I enjoy that. And aside from that,
I don't know, I really like their banters and how Mina, because the Earl or our hero offered a job for her. The way they are written and the way their banters were written are very good and very fun. And yes, so I really am enjoying this so far, and I can't wait to know more, because I feel like um, I feel like there's a backstory behind our hero, and I just wanted to know about that, because I don't know, because from the last chapter that I have read, he has a very strong emotions and strong inclination towards helping the poor. And as we all know, in this time, at that time, people like him, people who has a power and authority, usually don't care about people who are lower than them, or who are in the working class, and basically the poor. So him having a strong emotions or strong inclinations towards helping lower class and the working class is very different at that time. And the way Mina sees him, for me as a reader, it feels like he has some backstory with regards to that. So I don't know if it is related to his parenting, or his parents, or um or he's just a good person. So I don't know, but I am very interested to knowing him more, because both of our main characters are very well fleshed out for, and I don't know, they just feel like real people. And I love the what do you call that, I love their, at least for Mina, because she's the one we're following. I loved how she what's that, I loved how she is motivated, and we can really see where she is coming from. So I can't wait to see that way for the Earl as well. So I'll update you once I have something to say with this book. But that's all for this update.
Hello. So it's been 2 months, I think, since I finished the book, and I just wanted to give you a very fast review of it. So I gave this book A Matter of Temptation 5 stars, and what I like the most in this book is the first scene, or what happened during the first chapter, or their meet cute, kumbaga. So our main characters are Mina and Simon, and I like their dynamic together, especially when I loved how Simon immediately identifies Mina for who she is, because she pretended to be her brother in a duel, and he was able to what do you call this? He was able to recognize that who he's fighting is not the brother. I forgot all of their names na, since and very specific details, because it's been a while since I read this book, and my memory is not good. So anyway, yeah. So it's very true to his character, Simon, because he was described to be very observant and very keen on details. And I don't know, I find it really their dynamics is very what they call this, heartwarming to read, and very very light-hearted to read. And so I also like how Simon kind of sims over Mina. And I laugh every time Mina in here always what do you call this, always ask for occupational hazard pay. And I don't know, the way Stacy Reid wrote their banter, Simon and Mina's banters, are very funny to me. And I know humor is subjective to everyone, but it's right for me. It perfectly suits me. So I enjoyed the reading experience with this book. And yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say, because nothing much really happens except that they fake dated. I really enjoyed this a lot, and just like any other Stacy Reid's books that I've read, this one is highly recommended. And I think Stacy Reid can do no wrong na. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching this video and I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, so that's all for me.